Fox 61 News at 5 starts now.
Right now at 5, sexual assault allegations on a college campus. The concerns from students and how school officials are responding tonight.
In a scary situation, a school shelters in place after the FBI announces they're investigating a social media threat. We're hearing from police tonight about what happened.
Plus, an emotional day in the courtroom on the 4th day of the Alex Jones trial. We're hearing more testimony from his corporate attorney.
And Big Fun returns to the Big E. We're showing you all the food and festivities getting underway tonight.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us here in the news at 5. I'm Ben Goldman.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. We begin with some breaking news tonight. A second person in Connecticut has tested positive for West Nile virus. The Department of Health says the patient is a New Haven County man in his 30s. We're told he's in the hospital right now and his condition is improving. The season's first case of West Nile virus was announced back on September 2nd. We'll bring you any updates as we learn them. Well, students at Central Connecticut State University hold a march and protest on campus.
This is all in response to sexual assault allegations being made against a student. Fox 61's Carmen Chow joining us live in New Britain with more on how the university is responding this evening. Carmen.
Ben and Sarah, school officials say they are taking this very seriously, and they've even hired an outside investigative firm to look into these allegations. But students, on the other hand, feels like the university doesn't have their backs.
What do we want? Justice! What do we want it? Now!
Central Connecticut State University students, current and former, marched around campus, making their voices heard loud and clear.
2, 4, 6, 8, Central needs to stop the rape!
They chanted in front of the administration building.
Justice!
And then to the university police department.
I feel for them, and them not being heard from what I'm hearing is just it hurts hearing that, and I want to be able to be the person that hears people out.
Victoria Prusachik, one of many joining the fight, taking a stand against sexual assault and rape. She tells Fox 61 the allegations sparked concern among the campus community and wants university officials to take action immediately.
Cases take place, nothing happens, nothing ever does. Nothing ever does. It's insane. It's actually insane.
CCSU alumni Christopher Duke says it is not the first time the university has swept similar cases under the rug.
This has been going on for decades, and CCSU has a history. It's in court records that they have covered up sexual assaults.
But the university's chief operating officer says the students' safety are a top priority.
We've put things on campus with the Blue Phone system so that if someone's concerned at night, they can hit a system. Live safe on campus. So we're doing everything that we think is appropriate to try to support our students and protect them.
CCSU President Zulma Toro issued an additional statement saying, quote, "This university does not and will not tolerate any type of sexual misconduct or bullying." The university did also add if any student wants to report an incident, they can go to the University Police Department or visit the Office of Equity and Inclusion. I'm live in New Britain. Carmen Chow, Fox 61 News.
Carmen, thank you. Well, there was more drama and intrigue inside the courtroom for day 4 of testimony in the Alex Jones defamation trial.
The families of 8 Sandy Hook victims and an FBI agent will be awarded money for the pain and suffering they endured as a result of Jones's lies, calling the massacre a hoax.
Fox 61's Matt Karen live in Waterbury right now to bring us inside another emotional day in court. Matt.
Yeah, hi guys. It was the 3rd day that Alex Jones's corporate attorney, Brittany Paz, took the stand. And unlike in previous days when the focus was on the company's data, today it was all about Paz's demeanor, with the prosecution calling her out for some vague and confusing answers.
The judge, the puppet judge.
What Fox 61 showed you Thursday came into evidence Friday. This InfoWars video thumbnail depicting Judge Barbara Bellis with red eyes.
Well, you're sitting right next to Judge Bellis.
That's what it looks like.
In her 3rd day of questioning, Alex Jones's corporate attorney, Brittany Paz, had trouble answering questions.
If someone were to click on that link, it would take them to InfoWars, correct?
I don't know. I haven't clicked on the link.
At times needing a redirect from the judge.
Listen to the question and answer the question that's asked.
Paz, who's getting paid $37,000 by Alex Jones to research and represent the company, says she's found it difficult to get answers to her questions.
Think you undercharged?
I don't want to say I undercharged, but I don't think I overcharged.
But in a tense exchange, the prosecution claims Alex Jones, who's been spouting off about the trial as it's happening.
No, I am innocent.
And InfoWars as a company have made a mockery of the judicial process.
How seriously is InfoWars taking this trial?
Objection, Judge, that's meaningless.
Overruled.
I don't know how to answer that.
Oh, you got 10 options, 1 through 10.
10, it's serious to me.
Well, Ms. Paz, if it was that serious to you, I think you would have prepared a little bit more, don't you?
I prepared how I was able to prepare.
Friday's proceedings filled with courtroom drama.
Same objection, Judge, speculation.
And more clips of the Alex Jones Sandy Hook sideshow of disinformation.
The CIA visited Lanza and reportedly recruited him. His nose disappears repeatedly because the green screen isn't set right.
All right, and that Alex Jones sideshow is expected to descend on Waterbury next week when Jones is set to testify. Now, we've already seen some of his supporters gathering here outside the courthouse. They call themselves Info Warriors. Some of them have even been seen slapping InfoWars bumper stickers on some of the yard signs, or some of the traffic signs, rather, outside the courthouse. So we can expect a lot more of that next week. Also, a much more heavy police presence, given how publicized and emotional this trial is. We're live here outside Waterbury Superior Court. Matt Caron, Fox 61 News.
If you thought sparks were flying now. All right, Matt, thank you. Good end of the week weather-wise. The question, is it going to last throughout the weekend?
Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank joining us now with a look at what to expect. Rachel, all these fall things are starting this weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, is it going to feel like fall?
It will feel like fall again during the day tomorrow. We'll start in the 50s, we'll finish in the 70s, just like we did outside today. But summer is not over yet, and you're going to feel that on Sunday with highs returning to the 80s, not just inland, but at the shoreline. Right now at New Haven, we're at 75 degrees, same temperature as the Hartford area. High pressure almost directly overhead, providing lots of sunshine. As this high slips offshore, though, we'll see more of a southerly component to the wind for Sunday, which is why we're expecting that second half of the weekend warm up. It was cool outside this morning. We started in the 40s for just about everybody. If you're heading to the Big E tonight for Town Fair, we've got Berlin, Guilford. You can stay here local in the state. You don't have to go to the Big E. The weather just could not be more beautiful for the fairs tonight. 7 o'clock, temperatures close to 70 degrees, 9 p.m. in the low 60s, and we'll see overnight low temperatures in the 50s, upper 40s for some of our cooler spots, but not quite as chilly as it was last night. Tomorrow we climb into the low to mid 70s, the humidity stays low, and then we warm up for Sunday. We'll take a look at that, plus the latest on Tropical Storm Fiona coming up.
Thank you, Rachel. Well, a stabbing in Torrington sends a man to the hospital. It happened at 9:30 last night. Torrington police say a 39-year-old man was found with stab wounds on Litchfield. They believe there was an argument between him and a 20-year-old man that escalated. Police are still investigating the incident.
A shelter in place is now lifted in Watertown after a social media threat this morning was found not to be credible. The FBI was investigating a threat to an unidentified school in Connecticut. Watertown schools responded by giving most students a 3-hour delay as police worked to try and gather more information. Watertown police said the FBI alerted them to the threat, although the threat was nonspecific. With all recent events across the nation in schools, the FBI is now working closely with local police departments. Police said the person who posted the message on social media does not live in the Watertown area.
There was a name attached to the posting, of course, and a search of that name revealed several of those individuals in the state, and all the towns that had an individual with a history of residing in that town are notified by the FBI this morning, Watertown being one of them. Our local investigation on that name determined that individual has been deceased for several years and that no credible threat existed to any Watertown school.
High schoolers were already in the building when this all went down this morning. They all had to shelter in place. Middle school buses were routed away from school and elementary buses were delayed. School day continued later on in the morning.
Well, new tonight, the state's now offering a $25,000 reward for information leading to the arrest in a 2019 shooting death of Abdur Terrell. Terrell was found dead in a wooded area of Woodbridge. His death was ruled a homicide. His personal belongings were found along Woodfield Road about 24 hours after his family reported him missing. Investigators discovered he was seen in Hamden and New Haven just hours before his death. Anyone with any information should contact Woodbridge Police.
Well, great news for nature fans with the announcement today that Deer Lake has been purchased and preserved by Pathfinders Incorporated, which is a local nonprofit. The 300-acre property has been purchased from the Connecticut Yankee Council of the Boy Scouts. This coming after a drawn-out battle with the developers bid for the land. The president of Pathfinders identified 3 primary goals in maintaining the property.
One of them is to preserve the green space and conserve it. Second one is to keep the camp alive, the camping program. And the third is to increase public access.
Officials at Pathfinders say that the purchase was only possible after 9 months of negotiating and fundraising.
Well, Senator Richard Blumenthal is calling on the Federal Reserve and Consumer Financial Protection Bureau to review M&T Bank's handling of the merger with People's United. In a letter to Federal Reserve Chairman Powell and CFBP Director Chopra, Blumenthal highlighted concerns with M&T Bank's conversion. Some customers and business accounts say they've been left without access to their bank accounts. Blumenthal has said in part, quote, to be clear, as a result of M&T Bank's mismanagement of this transition, people lost access to their own money. Just yesterday, Attorney General William Tong issued his own letter to M&T Bank seeking information on the merger. The bank responded saying they would be open to meeting with Tong.
Well, a drop in stocks capped one of Wall Street's worst weeks this year. The Dow Jones dropped 129 points, S&P 500 dropped 28, NASDAQ down 103. The drop comes as traders reacted to ugly early warnings. Let's try that again. Ugly earnings warning from the Fed about global economy. FedEx shares dropping 21% today, their worst daily drop ever on record.